Hello, I'm going to be talking to you today about tuberculosis and what's best to treat it in its latent form or to treat it when it's active. So, tuberculosis comes in through our lungs. It's breathed in through droplets. And once it's breathed in, many people can have TB and not even know because you can get exposed pretty easily. Obviously, if you're working in an environment that doesn't have much contact with other people, you're going to be less likely to be exposed to TB. However, if you are exposed to it, it enters and it can become dormant. So, what happens is it goes into your macrophage cell organisms, which are basically what protects you, and they enter, and more macrophage will come now to respond to this outer organism. What happens is these organisms and your helper T cells form like a calcified surrounding outside of it. And after that happens, then they burst, and that's when you're going to have active TB. So, is it better to treat your dormant TB or your active? Well, I would say it's better to treat your latent TB because it hasn't spread to your bloodstream yet. It's still controlled, it's not throughout your entire body. You can still target it. Now, it's still a long treatment. It takes 6 to 9 months of antibiotics, but it's not as difficult to treat as active TB. Once it's active, you have multiple regimens of antibiotics, and if those antibiotics don't work, then now you have to keep on fighting it with different antibiotics. So you have drug resistant forms of TB now. And the second half of the question is if somebody has these drug resistant strains, should they be allowed to travel? So that's an ethical question. Um, a lot, well, in every case, if you have a drug resistant strain of TB, it means that you were taking the antibiotics, but what most likely happened is you weren't responsible enough to continue treatment for the full 6 to 9 months, whatever that treatment was, until your TB was eradicated from your body. So if you aren't responsible enough to continue this course of treatment, I would assume you aren't responsible enough to keep yourself indoors and away from other people. These strains are also extremely dangerous because they can't be treated the way that regular TB would be treated. It's already resistant and it's much more difficult to do anything about it. That's an ethical question that I'm sure there are arguments both sides. My opinion is just like you knowingly committing a crime or knowingly hurting another person, by not taking your antibiotics, you are knowingly hurting other people as well as yourself. Even if it's just that you aren't responsible enough to take it, you're still possibly killing or harming other people. So I would say that it would be fair for those people with resistant strains to be put in some sort of system where they can be removed from society until they're not causing harm to other people. But do I think a system like that will ever be in place? Probably not. um, that's it. Thank you.